So this is my Progress 3 review, and it's so exciting because we're almost done with the school year. Anyway, make this short. So I'm gonna go through my stuff and then give the grade at the end. Let's just stop that. That's distracting. That's even worse. Okay, whatever. So the first thing I'm gonna start with is going to be not any of that. First thing I'm going to start with is going to be my visual text evaluation paper. I don't know if that's the right period or progress. So if it's not, disregard. So I don't know. I think I did really well on this paper. We never really got our grades back. So that's beside the point. So I really felt that I did really well with analyzing the differences and the similarities and how one thing in one piece of literature or visual text can differ. Next thing I'm going to go on is going to be the stories that we read, which were Bartleby and Young Goodman Brown and the Devil Hands one. With those stories, I definitely felt that I was engaged in the conversation and that I was alert the whole time. And that I definitely restricted myself better with my amount of talking. And I felt that I definitely brought points up that were valid and weren't just like me trying to fill silent space, which sometimes my talking can be. Okay. Next thing I'm going to go to is going to be the multiple choice that we did. On the multiple choice, I did better than I've ever done on any of the multiple choice. I ended up getting like 7 out of 7 on one area, or 7 out of 9, which I thought was really well for me. And I think differently with the multiple choices, I really applied myself and read back and read and went to the lines that it tells you to go to, and didn't just like look at one thing and assume that was the right answer. So that's something I definitely thought I grew on. Now I'm going to go to the paper that we wrote, and then peer graded. On this, I received a 7 from my peers. But I definitely think on this essay, I was very organized. I addressed the argument. I definitely outlined the argument details, both sides, the pro and con side of the luxuries argument, and then I definitely felt that I had a clear stance on where I fell, even though it wasn't I pick one side or another. I was clear that I was in the gray area, and so I felt I did that really well. Next, I'm going to bring in the most recent essay that you scored for me after school. I definitely agree with the 5. I think that I definitely did not have such an argument. I definitely felt I was clear with the argumentative, though, and that, I outlined and I hit all the points that were necessary, but I don't think that it was my strongest essay. I definitely feel in the first essay that we wrote argumentative style, I had a lot more supportive, and my arguments for each side was a lot clearer, and so it had a different analysis level that the second one lacked. So with all this in mind, I'm going to give myself a B+, just because I feel that this progress, I definitely improved on my writing. It's the first time that I've gotten a 5 from you. The rest of my essays have been 4, and the gap between 4 and 5 is obviously, as you've told us, pretty big, between adequate and inadequate, so I definitely feel that I built on that. And then my multiple choice was a lot better than what it's ever been, and so I also feel that that reflects that I've been applying myself and I've been trying to improve my scores. And so that's why I think I deserve a B+. Yay! I'm gonna get this right now, and bye.